Good evening, everybody. This is Sweat, and this is going to be my class setup video for you guys. It's been recommended a couple times, so here we go. Going to dive right into it. First thing I want to point out is the Hardline class. I have two of them, and I want you guys to disregard the weapons that I use, like the infield and the commando, because I switch those weapons up a lot just to try to give you guys some different gameplays with different gold weapons. But to go into the class itself, when I do use infield in almost every weapon, I like using dual mags, as you can see there. But what I want to discuss is really, in this particular instance, is the secondary. And what I really like to use is the Law, and mainly it's due to its versatility. You can use the RPG, but it doesn't shoot down anti-aircraft. You can use the Strela, but again, with the Strela and the RPG, those are really only kind of one purpose, either anti-air or anti-ground, and the Chine Lake is just you're considered a noob tuber. So I like to use the Law for its versatility. You can use it against a ground target. You can use it against an air target, take out a spy plane if you need it. I like using concussion grenades. I really like using concussion grenades when I'm using TacMask Pro. But the Claymore is a piece of equipment that you'll see on almost every single class I use. And really because, again, versatility is the key with all these classes. I want you guys to remember I am pretty much a tryhard, so I will be using this quite a bit. The reason I'm showing you TAC Insert or the Jammer, TAC Insert, I'll use those for objective-based games. The Jammer, I'll use that for search and destroy. But again, Claymore for its versatility and for team deathmatch, which is what I play quite a bit with. With these classes, I like to bring to you guys, again, Hardline. I still run high kill streaks, but it's mainly, I'm not using it for just a change of care package. But again, that's just what I use whenever I'm bringing you guys, what I try to bring you guys, good videos. Sleight of Hand Pro is always a class I use. Steady Aim Pro, again, I don't use it all too much. What I really like to use when I switch it out is a Scout Pro. Again, like I said in Sergeant Merrill's video, it's really an underrated perk. But always go back to Sleight of Hand Pro. Warlord Pro if you want to get the extra grenades and everything, or the dual attachments, which I'll show you later. And for the third perk, when I use concussion grenades like I'm showing you here, I really like to use the TacMask Pro because you can get the concussion grenades out in a hurry, and with the TacMask Pro it gives you that little indicator which side of the building the enemy is. And this is just showing you I'm not going to unlock second chance, so please don't ask me to unlock second chance. Flak Jacket, I want you guys to pay attention to this class. This is my most used class, and always use the FAMAS with it, because again, if you're not using the FAMAS in this game, you're getting outclassed. You almost cannot win a gun battle when you're not using the FAMAS. Since I'm not trying to hide, I use the dual mags instead of suppressor, and with this I use the RPG because you can use it in a hurry, you can use it in a pinch, and even if you hit an enemy right next to you, you have Flak Jacket, it won't kill you. Again, Semtex is what you're going to see almost every single class. Concussion Grenade, again, because I'm using it to coincide with the TacMask Pro, and Claymore. Now, this is the class I'll use TAC Insert with when I'm using objective-based games. Headquarters, Demolition, Domination. Always use always use Tactical Insertion. I'm sorry. And again, Flak Jacket Pro is what I'm gonna stick with, and Sleight of Hand Pro, even with the dual mags. Sleight of Hand Pro is my go-to perk in the second class. I can't get enough of it. I'll use TacMask Pro with every other game type except Search and Destroy. And when I get into Search and Destroy, I'm going to use Ninja Pro, and I'm going to use the Jammer. And that's because I like to rush with the Flak Jacket class. So again, Ninja Pro with Search and Destroy, but then almost every other time I use TacMask Pro to get away from those flashes and get away from the Nova Gas and such, because I do rush a lot with my Flak Jacket class. Don't use Hacker Pro as a third perk, because again, you're with the Hacker Pro, with the Flak Jacket, you're not going to get hurt with those Claymores and everything anyway. This is what I was talking about. There's another class. I'm trying to bring you guys some gameplay with a dual mag commando and a suppressor. Again, the Law is key because of its versatility. I can't stress that enough. Flashbang, just because again I'm not using TacMask Pro this time, so Flashbang you don't need that indicator so much, because if there's somebody in there, they're blinded, and you may know where they're coming from with where their fire is. But like using Hacker Pro because I'm using Hardline instead of Flak Jacket, so I'll see where those claymores are. And moving on to the Ghost class, I already have gold camo and some really good gameplay with the L96 and with the PSG1, as I'm showing you here. I don't have the WA2000 yet because the Dragunov is killing me trying to get a good gameplay. So I'm using a variable zoom lens with the gold camo, and can't tell you, you need the law in a pinch to shoot something down. You need it for close combat. It's also something that I'll actually use the ballistic knife and equip the ballistic knife though, because close quarters combat, you're able to knife faster and you'll be able to recover a lot faster, especially using that Scout Pro to be able to get that ballistic knife out there. Again, I'm not a big fan of the frag grenades, but I like using decoys with the sniper rifle. You can bring that enemy in there, bait them in, and watch your back with the claymore. And Ghost Pro is essential to me with a sniper class because I don't use it to run around and shoot around with. I like to hang back. You know, I like to post up in one spot. Longer hold your breath with the Scout Pro. And again, Ninja Pro in case there is an enemy next to you and he doesn't hear you. He doesn't hear your footsteps, you reloading or anything. Alright, the light machine gun, I prefer the M60 over all of them. But since I've got a gameplay, I'm trying out the Stoner, which is why I'm using the perks that I am. Normally, I like to use Flak Jacket Pro. I like to use Sleight of Hand Pro. But with the Stoner, I need a Scavenger because, again, I run through that ammo. I need the Warlord because honestly I have to use that. I have to use the red dot because how awful I am of a sight, and then the extended mags. So that's, again, I'm using Warlord. I prefer Sleight of Hand. And a lot of times I use Harden with the M60 because you can really tear up people through the buildings with those heavy rounds. But in this instance, I have to use Warlord, and it's just what I have to do with the Stoner. So keep that in mind. That's only because I'm using the Stoner for gameplays for you guys. And TacMass Pro is something that I like to use the most. With my light machine guns, like I said, I like to use Flak Jacket Pro. With the Stoner, different story. Run out of ammunition. If I had a choice, I would use exclusively the M60 for my light machine gun class. Alright, and this is my search and destroy class. Alright, the silent FAMAS, again, you're getting outclassed if you're not using the FAMAS. That's a fact. You will be beat in a gunfight almost every single time with a FAMAS, and that's just the way it is. I use the silent CZ, the classified pistol, just a pistol that I enjoy the most. I don't like using the fully automatic. I like using the semi-automatic, the silencer, concussion, because again, search is about reaction and it's about those milliseconds to defeat your enemy. Claymore, you can substitute that for TacMask, not TacMask, Tactical Insert. Again, I use Ghost. This is my one class with Ghost for search and destroy. My two primary classes for search and destroy is this Ghost class and the Flak Jacket class. Sleight of Hand, because those moments, those reload, those milliseconds are key. And I cannot emphasize Ninja Pro enough. When you use the jammer with Ninja Pro, it's even better than Hacker Pro. And again, everybody uses headphones. So moving on to my shotgun class, and I should really name this shotgun instead of SPAS class. But for the moment, I have the SPAS set up. You have to set it up with the silencer because you don't lose anything. You don't lose any power or anything with the silent. But I really like the Olympia. With this. The Olympia and the Stakeout, you'll run out of ammunition, so sometimes you need a scavenger perk. But with the SPAS, I like using Flak Jacket. Sometimes I would substitute Steady Aim Pro here, but again, you don't have a lot of rounds inside the magazine, with only 4 rounds in the magazine for the Stakeout, only 2 rounds in the Olympia. So you really need Sleight of Hand Pro for those quick reloads. And when I like to rush around with the shotgun, I really like to use TacMass Pro. I don't like to, I throw a lot of flashbangs, I throw a lot of concussion grenades. I don't like to be blinded. You can use Marathon Pro. It's one class that I will substitute it for. One thing that I will substitute it for, but I won't really substitute Hacker Pro because, again, you have Flak Jacket. And moving on real quickly to the G11, and this class is really, really one of the best classes that I've used. And it's for so many different game types. You use Steady Aim, you can clear out a room. You can lock down a point across the map with the 3-round burst, and really with Hardline you can get to your kill streak so easily. So I use this on objective-based games. I use this on team deathmatch. There's so many uses for this class, and it's really almost unfair how powerful this weapon is. And when you have host, oh my goodness, I mean, it's really not fair. So that's why I just have a class specifically set up for the G11. The Submachine Gun Class is, again, this is just classes that I use to set up for you guys. I will use Hacker Pro, so I try not to run into those claymores running around everywhere. In this case, I'm using Warlord Pro because with the Caparis, not really a weapon I'm that familiar with, but I do know you need the extended mags, and I prefer the silencer. But I wouldn't put too much emphasis into that class because I change it around so much. This class is important though because this is my anti-aircraft class. And I'll sub out the AK-47 silence with the FAMAS silenced, but mainly it's just the Strela and the anti-aircraft power of the Strela. When I get a gunship in the air, when somebody gets a chopper gunner in the air, I will switch to this class because it has Ghost Pro. They won't see me, and I'm going to shoot that air support down. I'm that guy that I'll hold a grenade and blow up just so I can get that air support down because I'm not going to let one kill streak ruin a game for me or lose a game. So that's why I have this class. I sub out Hacker Pro and Ninja Pro, but there's really the third perk is irrelevant to me. This whole class is centralized around the Strela. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. Again, I don't mess with face paint too much. So you guys, let me know what you think. I'm going to make this hopefully I made this easy for you. Hopefully you guys really like my video, and I appreciate it if you rate it with a like rating, and have a great evening. And have some fun on this double XP weekend, guys. See you later.